It will get better. So, episode 2, we're going to be talking about attacking. And here it's going to get interesting because we are much different. I am a purist on this one attack strategy that I evolve. And because of Rock is all interested in everything, and also he wants to also need to know how to defend against everything, he is into all the attack strategies and swapping around. So what do you use today to attack, Rock?
Well, right now I think it only makes sense to use the one, the only, the almighty Root Rider. In this
Really?
meta, especially with
Root
with
Riders.
someone, Root Riders,
Why?
your favorite troops, of course.
No, loons are my favorite.
No, no, you told me this in private. Come on, man. Root Riders are your favorite troops.
That's
Yeah,
a
so.
troll. No.
The thing is, like, so if I want to build a base against the strongest and most popular attack strategies, I'm gonna have to know the strategy pretty good. So I've been running Root Riders pretty much since Town Hall 16 dropped. I do not, and I will say this again, I do not use the Root Rider spam, no overgrowth spells, none of that stuff. I do have a run, like a small Queen Charge, Recall, and then a bit maybe on the spammier side, but yeah, into Root Riders, and then
But use the recall spell also.
I do, yes.
Okay,
It's a
cool.
little different. So what I noticed was a lot of the, especially like defensive bases, especially like in the beginning maybe of Town Hall 16, it was a lot of box bases with like teaser style town halls, and it was just extremely easy to walk straight into the town hall, take it down, and then recall the queen, and then you can enter from whatever side you want. You have a good funnel, you have the main like building taken care of, and it was just really, really good. It still is. Yeah, so Root Riders for me right now.
Okay. What is the usual, like, if what is the usual, like, let's say, triple percentage, like, average on say, if you do an 8 attacks 10 times during 10 days, usually how much is the amount of triples you get?
Oh, like 5, 6 a day easily.
Whoa.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. It's so like maybe, I don't know, 70, 80% triple rate. And that's coming from me. Like, I've never considered myself the best attacker. I'm probably a little bit above average, but yeah, I think that just says a lot of the current meta.
I honestly don't think you know where average is. I have seen the deep darkest of the average. I think you're way, way, way above average.
Yeah, that could be.
Like,
Yeah, I
and
do sell myself short a little bit
yeah, also
sometimes.
if you guys wonder where you are at, just like with your thumbs, just look at your own attacks and see where you are. I've seen
Yeah.
sometimes when I met some Clash friends and I see them attack, I'm like so embarrassed. You know, it's like, yeah,
Well, I
push a
mean, that's
prey.
12 years of
Yeah,
experience there for you, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
And also,
what I wanted to ask you is, it's very curious. You've been, like you said, 12 years in the game, and I do still remember, believe it or not, I watched you quite a bit before I even joined ITT. So that was like,
oh, so you
um,
were a
an,
fanboy.
no, no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. No. But anyway, so you did run. I remember still. I think it was called Surgical Wounds back
Yeah,
at those times. You like legit went through like Surgical Wounds, and then you were the first, I think, in ITD who hit the triple with Lalo.
yeah,
So adding
yeah,
the Lava Hounds once
yeah.
we got them,
When they
and
came, yeah,
now
yeah,
still. Yeah, and now 12 years
yeah.
after, Surgical Wounds, you're still sticking with Lalo. So how's that been like? How much has the game changed in that sense, and how those attacks have changed? Like, because it's a little different than with me. I used to do like a lot of different stuff, and you've just stuck to one strategy. So how do you feel that kind of changed in like such a long period of time?
I like the whole idea of like I don't even change my troop when I do war or push because I like the
Yeah.
idea to have something that is good for everything. So you don't need to have always because then you are always thinking if I change that you need to have one solution for everything. Same as what I wear. If I do a navy blazer, I can go anywhere. Just need to put on pants, but that's the idea. So it's something that fits all. And then when the game changes, you tune a little bit. I have one Valkyrie because I always there's something like some skellies are coming to my to the royal champ to border them. I have 3 ice golems, and when the game changes, I change a little bit. And actually, I don't. I used to do like some. what is drag bats and stuff like that, because sometimes something don't work. But my always goal was to actually go and learn the Lavalooning, because it is the trophy of attacking. It's the highest, it's the most efficient. It is also the most complicated. And now I use a lava, but I use that with my blimp. So to get the blimp where I want it, and then also I use my warden and my loons, and my warden is on rage.
Wait, so you don't...
basically I'm doing surgical looning, but I am doing that
you're
with,
not really using...
Yeah, and I have
see, that's
cells, so
interesting. I didn't even notice that.
I can speed up the loons. Yeah.
That's
so
cool. I didn't even know that. I watched...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one lava only?
One lava, yes.
I always thought you used the...
And
I always thought you used like a second
I can
one
use
for the
I
lava.
can just do a couple of loons. I can get the Ferno or Eagle Artillery or whatever I want to get rid of. I can use and I save the lava for another round, because lavas are super cool. But just for the blimping, if you would just use Warden to blimp into the core, it is so stupid. You waste the ability. And now the Warden's ability, it lasts for half an hour.
Exactly,
you can do 4 attacks under the ability of the Warden.
Well, yeah, and you waste basically another equipment, right? With equipment being the game at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, even if you just use the Warden Tome for the blimp, and then you have a rage or a heal or whatever, you basically waste an entire like equipment.
Yeah.
Just for a blimp, and yeah, I agree. I don't think it makes much sense. That was like the biggest meta in Town Hall 15, was literally use your Warden, get your blimp dip in there, and then and basically triple, right? Whereas now that just doesn't make sense. That's smart. I really like that. So you can use lava in 2 different ways in one attack, and that's like kind of what you were saying, that you can find an army. That's cool. I really
and also
like
the
that.
Optimus, I have 2 super wall breakers. That's enough to go through all of them. And lately I took the king's pet is now the bison, or what do you call it? What is the
yak, yeah. The one that breaks the walls.
Yeah, because then I can go through 3 walls.
Yeah, you can basically go like with a center town hall base. You can go straight for the town hall if you really want to.
Yeah. So and that's the things. And sometimes I use basically, I love the kill squad. So I have my queen and my king. They are 1 kill squad, and then Caitlyn is another kill squad. And that's it.
So like, if you compare, like, so we just talked about it a couple of minutes ago. Back in the day when you were losing like just pure loons and surgical loons, the game has changed so dramatically. Do you think it's harder or easier to push in 2024 compared to like 2013, 2014, when you were like king of the big wars?
I think it's in a sense harder and easier. It's both, but I think it's better now. I love Clash more now than back then. It is more stable, and those times like it was kind of because nobody's thought that Clash would be such a success that it was. So the ELO ranking when broken, we had clouds. It was never meant to be.
Yeah.
And there was no solution to that. But then these faults became which I liked, because you watch that screen, magnifier go, for 2 days, and then you get that base. And if you are mentally broken, you can't attack.
Exactly.
And then if you see high trophies, you're going to go, do you have the stamina, do you have the mental power to finish the attack after all of that, and then go back to the clouds and wait for 3 days for another target.
Yeah, exactly,
and then you take your defenses. So I love the mental game of that more than the actual attacking. And then to do something against, same as what I do everything in life. When I started playing Clash, everybody was like, whoa, Clash, do you pay money for that like game? Like, whoa, like, are you sick? And then now everybody, it's kind of cool to be the best of the world in Clash. It's actually cool. Back then it was weird. But if you would be following what other people do, and that's what I say to people, stick with a strategy. If you are bad at Clash, spam, pray. Supercell will always make sure you are able to 3-star because you give them money. And now, Clashing is kind of free.
If nothing else,
the only thing you need to do is buy the what do you call them, like sceneries and different skins and stuff like that. But back in my time, it was €5 to do 1 attack because you gem all the troops. It was insane.
Exactly, I remember, because you basically couldn't queue up armies in advance, and heroes wouldn't heal while you were clouding. So when you got back from an actual attack after 2 days, you basically had to insta-gem everything, get troops
Yeah,
right away so you can go right back into the clouds and
yeah.
get as many attacks as you possibly can, because the game kicked you off every 8 hours, I think, so you were kind of forced to take a defense every 8 hours. Do I remember
Yeah,
that correctly?
exactly. Yeah. And then you could buy a shield and then cloud through that time. And then it was always Asia went to sleep at one time, USA went at one time. So you need to be at certain times awake to get the little fishes. And then the big fishes were always stalking them, seeing, because you know the rhythms when they are. So you're always stalking and
Yeah,
being there. It was like it was a total different world, and I love that. I would never go back, but it's good that we survived that. And
Exactly, yeah, I agree.
and same with
It,
the
it's
wars. Like
similar.
today, it's yeah,
Exactly, yeah. It's
yeah.
similar to, I
Today
was
it's
just gonna
fun.
say that, similar to kind of how the I guess Elite Wars went,
Yeah,
and as we discussed earlier, like 2014, 2015, like the golden era, I guess, of Elite Wars.
yeah,
Um, I had so much fun in those wars, man, being awake 24 hours, glued to my iPad screen, waiting for those last 2, 3 hours where everyone is gonna go in and attack, and are we gonna get a perfect war? Are we gonna win by 2 stars or 1 star? There was no percent yet back then, so, if you had the same amount of stars, it was a tie.
yeah.
But like, just like you said, for Legends League just now, I would not go back to it. You know what I mean? It was fun for that time. Right now, I think if you wanna like be that competitive and put that much time and effort into something, just go competitive. You have schedules, you have wars, you have actual money prizes now, because I
Yeah,
did all that stuff. If you look back, 50 versus 50 wars, and if you have like a back to back, so that's like 48 hours, two big wars, that's 50 bases per war. And if you got tripled 40, 45 times, you had 5 bases surviving. You know that the clan that came second are gonna have those 5 bases that survived, and they can copy all the other triples. So you basically have to have a completely new set of new bases every couple of days if you do back to
yeah.
back, and it gets exhausting at some point. And besides that, I used to do a lot of just bases for our Patreon, and then a lot of other customers, and the thousands I've built in those couple of years. Yeah, it was
Uh,
fun, but I'm glad that we are in different times right now. Yeah.
I think like now we're getting into the next topic, so we're gonna end this one, and the next topic is gonna be exactly about what we talk now, about wars and about base buildings and stuff. What did you do there? Fireworks.
No idea. Yeah, that's I said some really cool
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
fireworks
So
started.
we're gonna end this. So guys, check. I'm just seeing. Oh, so it's from the time. I don't get that
I'm
stuff.
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
cool.
that's it's
You
special.
were
It's
learning.
special.
And I hope you guys forgive us about the bad connections and the face, but we're still, it's the second episode, so it's going to get
Yeah,
better. We're going to record more of these,
it can
give
only
us
get better. Yeah.
ideas and everything. So now, if you want, you can get the next episode before everybody else on the Patreon, so go there. There's links in all the descriptions. And I forgot something. Next episode is we're going to start talking about exactly this, the hardcore base building. Imagine you get to know example how many bases Rock builds a month back then and today. So all this kind of, and you will be surprised. It is actually insane. Stay
A
tuned.
little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit insane. Cheers, guys.